Hi there, welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome. My name is Hélène and I am bringing you back another video. So here is the inspiration for this video. Actually, wait a minute, just a second. What do you think of the look today? I was inspired to do this look based on two very recent videos. One of them was a singles video, and then the other one was answering another palette tag questions that was initiated by Killy Bote or Boat. And after those two videos, I ended up stopping for a second and just playing with color and having a really, really good time. And so I thought that I would film a video of all of the products that I have, either because of the way I've packaged them or that in the way they came in their own package, that inspire me. So that when I'm looking for inspiration, when I'm wanting to do something new, something I've never done before, what is it that tends to spark that creativity in me? And I'm talking about creativity specific to makeup, whether it be Halloween makeup or regular everyday wanting to just up my game when it comes to color and the type of looks that I want to do. So it could be neutrals, but it could be like a far out wing or eyebrow or whatever. So here are the products that really inspire me to kind of move outside of my regular comfort zone, and I never ever regret taking that leap, but definitely these products help me do it. So I thought I would go over first off the typical, which tends to be eyeshadow palettes for a lot of us, and move into other products that might be a little bit surprising that are a source of inspiration. So I will start off with some eyeshadow palettes. Now, one that should not be a surprise is the fact that I have added in the Jean-Michel Basquiat collab with Urban Decay, because just the packaging itself is very inspiring. And these are the shadows in the first one of these two palettes. It really improved my ability to use blue and gold, and I ended up loving another, like a Lorac palette, because of this one. But the canvas on the front of the box is just fabulous, and this one is the one that I will get inspired by a great deal as well, and that is the other palette from that collection. And if you take a look at the front as well, very colorful, very artful, and I feel creative anytime I look at those palettes or anytime I decide to pull for them and try something completely new. This palette right here, just open it again, got me addicted to lime green. I won't lie. This is the palette that did it for me. Moving on, there is a relative recent acquisition to my collection, which is the Natasha Denona Eris palette. And it is the blue and the very bright orange matte that really have me so that make this palette so inspiring to me. And when I see the blue, especially, and somehow the blue then makes me look at the orange, whenever I look at that palette, I start thinking of other color combinations that I wouldn't necessarily come up with by default. And so I love the fact that it's in my collection, not only to wear it, but to see on a regular basis. And frankly, the clear cover on this one, despite the fact that I hate clear covers on palettes, is helpful for me in this instance. And I would say that this packaging is the exception, not the rule, for me to actually like a palette with a clear cover. Like, that's the reason I can't buy Viseart. I think they're so ugly. Anyhow, next one that is a very big inspiration is the Subculture, and I'm losing the I keep forgetting there are brushes in these things. Anyway, so this is the Subculture, and it is so, the color scheme is so, so different from anything else that I have in my collection, that anytime that I am looking for some neutrals, but that are just like outside of what is the norm for neutrals, this is the palette that I think of. And if I were down to only having a handful of palettes, this one always, every time I think of it, this one makes the cut. And that says something. It just, there's just so much versatility and uniqueness to it that it just brings me joy. And I just don't see how I could possibly get rid of it for that reason. Okay, so now that I have put the Subculture away and found the brush and put it back safely, let's talk about another one, the Estee Edit. It's the two-sided magnetized palettes that were discontinued last year because Estee Edit as a brand just kind of poof, disappeared. And it is this side. So one side is the face, hang on, the face, supposed to be face palettes. I just use them for eyes. But it's this side that gets me every time. I absolutely love the idea of these colors. And so when I am thinking of a blue or a green look, this is the first one that I think of as a jumping off point. Not necessarily that I'm going to use it, but it almost anchors me in that desire. And so to have it, and I always keep it out, not so much in the cascade that I have back here, but I always keep it out. And so right now it stays right back here like this. And I see it regularly, and it prompts me to think of metallic blues and greens that I have in a bunch of other palettes, but it just makes me think of it, or like a sparkly, smoky, dark eye. It just, I don't know, it just makes me yearn to create a look like that. And so I think that just that is sufficient for me to want to keep that set of palettes in my collection for a while. Now this one I did answer as far as the type of palettes that inspires me for that Kelly Baute set of questions. And like, I don't think that that's a surprise that I would get inspiration from this palette. This is the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. Because if I'm not sure which color scheme I want to go to on any given day, this palette just gives me a full glance. Whether I use this palette or not, it just gives me a full glance of the various colors that I could be using. And it makes me either use this palette or go to the palettes that I know have the colors that I want and just bring them out and start using them. So to me, that's a great starting point very often when I'm looking to do a color look. Another one that is an inspiration, so I've got 2 more palettes to go through. Another one that is a surprising inspiration and I never ever would have thought would be the case is the Naked Smoky. And the Naked Smoky is inspiring as far as when I want to do an all over the lid color, I will go right to that one because that is my default, surprise, surprise, it's my default palette for when I want to do a smoky eye. And sometimes I will look in this palette and not end up using it, although usually that is my default. But I may not end up using it, but it pops into mind which of the other palettes is going to have that color that is going to suit me for that day. And I don't think that if I had this array of colors that it would come to me so quickly. So that's why I call it a source of inspiration. And finally, I know this is long for palettes, but finally I will have to say as well the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. And it's mostly this side that I would argue is a source of inspiration, although there are a couple of colors on the more neutral side that are also quite inspiring. It's just the fact that there are 20 shades, bam, all there in one palette that have quite a bit of vibrancy, and also just the packaging I find inspiring as well. It's definitely outside the box, and so it fuels me. And I always have this side here in the top left-hand corner of the background, because I think of the inside as soon as I see the packaging, and it makes me think of the colors, and sometimes I don't even have to reach for it. It's enough to have it in my mind's eye to cause me to think of something. So I'm very thankful for all of these palettes that I've shown, these eyeshadow palettes. And I have a couple of other products that are not eyeshadow palettes that also stir creativity in me, and I'd like to show you as well. I've got one that is a highlighting palette, and that is the Aurora palette by Anastasia. And this is what it looks like. And it's just the array of colors in that just, it's almost like I want to start off with this as a starting point and then say, what else do I want to pair with it? And the fact that when I'm thinking of a sparkly pastel, that this comes to mind says something to me, because there are light sparkly colors in a bunch of different palettes, but it's that highlighting palette that makes me think of an eye look on a regular basis, which is, it's kind of weird, right? Now, for a couple of other palettes that give me inspiration for even eye looks, I have a couple of lip palettes, believe it or not, that are quite inspiring to me. So the first one that I want to show you is the ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hill Lip Palette. And what you'll notice is that very few of these, actually two I think, no, just the one got touched so far. And this, I picked this up because I wanted all these cream products, because I mean, yeah, lipstick, but you can use it all over the face. And I love to do Halloween makeup looks, and this is just a dream. And I wasn't willing to pay for the Makeup Forever trays that are available. There's the Vibrant and the Neutrals, and my goodness, they're $110 Canadian, and I was able to get this for 30 bucks. So I thought I would start with this and use it this coming Halloween season, and if I really dug into these colors for a multiple set of looks, that I would then reconsider the Makeup Forever trays to decide if I was actually going to shell out that kind of money for those cream products that, I mean, Makeup Forever does special effects makeup like no one else, but at least I thought I would try something else. Now, because of the primary colors in here and the fact that I can mix these together to create different colors, that I find very inspiring. But just like I said, just to look at is enough to spark something in me on a regular basis. And so even though I don't keep it out, I refer to it on a regular basis. That might sound weird, but what can I say? It works. So whatever the inspiration works, use it, right? And finally, this is the last item, the newest acquisition in my collection, and that is the Smashbox Be Legendary lipsticks. And there's some metals and mattes in here, and this is what they look like. And I'm wearing one right now. Petal Metal is the one that I have on. So this guy. So these are inspiring to me, with specifically for a couple of shades. So this is the reason, the primary reason I got this vault. And this vault was, I won't go over it again, it was a really great price. So this color and this color I find very inspiring. Now that I've put this one on, I find that one very inspiring as well. And I was surprised, actually. It's when I put this one on my lips that it became part of my top two. I actually thought these were going to be my top two, with this one being a close third. And as I've been using them, it has changed. But that bright royal blue for the lips, it just did something for me. It just, I don't know, when the first time I put it on, it just made me think, well, if I can pull this off, what other look elements can I pull off? And it made me think of cheek colors, and it made me think of eyeshadow colors, and any product or set of products that does that for me, I say sparks creativity. it's the definition of sparks creativity, right? And then finally, it's not a set, it's not a package, but this is a product line, the Urban Decay Vice liquid lipsticks, and you'll see that I have quite a few. But I mean, just look at the colors for a second. Thyme is beautiful. I have worn it in one of the videos here on YouTube, and there are a number of other colors. This Blackmail, Conspiracy, I think, and this other one is Purgatory right here. I just find these colors super, super inspiring. And then there's this glossy kind of color as well that that I find very inspiring when I look at it. So whatever the sources of inspiration, they are so important to have. It doesn't matter if something non-makeup can be your inspiration for different looks, or whether or art of other types that is not on your face. I love whatever sparks creativity for my writing, for my filming, for my makeup, for any other aspect of life where you need creativity. And I am curious to know what palettes for you are sources of creativity, if you want to list them down below, or something else that has nothing to do with makeup that can be a source of creativity for you in various aspects of life. But to me, these things, which, we shouldn't have too many things cluttering up our lives, but for me, these things spark originality and creativity in me that I wonder if anything else would do it quite the same way. So I hope you found some source of inspiration with this video. Like I said, I really would love to hear what you have to say. Please comment down below. And if you like this kind of video, please consider, well, if you like this video, first off, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you like the type of video that I provide here, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I will leave it at that and say I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.